These are the games I played in January. Alright everyone, hope you're doing well. Thanks for pressing play. I'm the man they call Pixel Paul, and these are the games I played in January. January. Thank God it's over. I'm not a big fan of January just because it feels so long. I've said this in the last video. It takes ages to get through, and yeah, it drags. It's dark, it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable. Good time to play some games though. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. Show you what I've played throughout the month. Do this every single month. Have a little recap of the games that I've played through each month and take you through them and give you my thoughts on each one. So this month I'm going to split it into two because, unlike me, I've probably played more digital games this month than I have physical games. There's a reason for it, but I'll go into that in a little bit. So first of all, let's get into the games that I played from my physical collection. First up, we'll go to Nintendo Corner. That's where I always start. A lot of handheld games this month as well. So we'll start in Nintendo. And the first ones I've been playing. So I was playing this one last month, and it's Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Not finished it yet. I'm still playing through it. It's one of those pick up and play games, so I kind of spend 10-20 minutes on it per go, and I'm trying to finish it, but enjoying that. It is good, very good game. I also had a quick go of Spy Hunter. Really like this. Nice, again, sort of pick up and play. Not much to it. It's a lot like, you know, your sort of standard sort of Spy Hunter games. So I do need to give it a bit more time, but liking that one. Good game, recent pick up. And then on the Nintendo DS, I also picked this up in January, so I played it a little bit. Sonic Rush, not my favourite Sonic game of all time, but again, it's okay. Not bad for a handheld game, and it's not the first Sonic game ever on a Nintendo console, which is what I said in one of those videos a couple of weeks ago, and that was Sonic Advance. So anyway, Sonic Rush, yep, that's not bad. And then a game that I featured on my Instagram account a couple of weeks ago, I took a picture of it and then thought, I'm going to have a quick go at this. I've not played it for a while. Project Rub. That is a weird game. Again, pick up and play. But yeah, just a weird game. It was a launch title for the Nintendo DS. A bit of a sort of demo almost of what the touchscreen of the DS was all about in a way. But yeah, quirky, weird. Alright, Project Rub. And then the last game, so I only have a cartridge of this. And I actually got this game quite a few months ago. It might have been early last year actually. It was in like a church jumble sale type thing, and I actually was giving it for free. I think I was looking for games, they didn't have any, but someone said, oh, we've got this, you might as well have it if you want. And it was just a loose Nintendo DS cartridge, and yeah, what a find this was. So I don't know if it's going to come up on the camera, but it is Resident Evil Deadly Silence. I don't know if you can see that well. It's not going to focus, but Resident Evil Deadly Silence on Nintendo DS. Now, as a fully boxed game, this is about, I think about 50 quid, something like that in CEX at the moment. I am thinking of trading this in just as the cartridge, because I'd still hope to get a fair few pound for this if I can trade it in maybe. But I thought, well, I'll give it a quick go before I decide to do that. It's basically like a remake of the original Resident Evil on the DS. And it sort of plays alright. It's not too bad actually. It's okay. But yeah, I think I will be looking to trade that in, because I don't think I could just get the box on its own. If I could get a copy of the box and instructions, you know, and pay, you know, a lot less for those on their own, I could maybe keep that, but I don't know. I think I'll probably see if I can trade that in anyway. But yeah, I've been playing that one. Moving on to a couple more. So again, I featured this on my Instagram page, so I thought I'd give it a quick go, and that's Frontlines Fuels of War on the Xbox 360. I was expecting this to be a bit of a cheap and cheerful kind of, you know, stock standard war first person shooter game, but no, it's alright actually. It's got something about it. Controls are really tight on it, and yeah, possibly a bit of an underrated hidden gem, Frontlines Fuels of War. Quite like that one. I got that one really cheap, I think, in the car boot sale a few weeks ago. I think I'll try and get through a bit more of that one. A lot of these I've just sort of picked up and played a little bit. I think there's only one game I've actually finished this month, if I'm honest. I had a quick PlayStation 2 session, and I played a bit of these two as well. R-Type Final, which I've played before. This one's tough as nails. R-Type games in general are quite tough. I think the only R-Type game I've ever... Well, no, that's a lie, because I'll explain in a minute. But R-Type Delta, I've finished that one. But R-Type Final, that's a tough game. But it's good. Enjoy that. Right, now, this one I do want to talk about a little bit. And it is DNA Dark Native Apostle. This is a game I picked up last month, no, in December, just before Christmas I think it was. Yeah, so when I showed this on the video, the pickups video, not a lot of people were aware of it. It's a bit of a... It's not a rarity and it's not overly expensive, this game, or anything like that, but it's not particularly well known. I didn't know too much about it, other than seeing a few other people mentioning about it and saying it was okay. So when I saw it, I thought, well, I'll give it I'll grab it and give it a go. And give it a go, I have. It's not very good. It's it feels like one of those games where the idea and the aspirations for the game far outweigh the budget that was given to it. There's something of a decent game in there, an idea, but it's just really poorly executed. It's horrible to look at. I mean, some of the graphics are alright. It's kind of got this cel-shaded graphical visual style to it, but it doesn't quite work. The character models are sort of cel-shaded. I'm not so sure that the scenery particularly is, so it just looks a little bit weird. It's kind of done from a top-down perspective, which makes some of the movement really... But actually some of the navigation of the sort of levels and screens are really weird, because there's parts of it where you're sort of looking around and you're thinking, well, how do I get out of here? And there'll be a door that doesn't actually look like a door, and things like that. You have like ladders as well going up to platforms, but they're sort of right at the front of the screen, so you only sort of see two little dots peeking up like that, and that is a ladder, and you might not even see those. It's just... There's an idea in there, but it's just not particularly well executed. I couldn't recommend it, really. I honestly couldn't recommend it. I was a bit disappointed. I had low expectations, I suppose, in a way, but yeah, just really disappointed in this one. So I don't think I'll be going back to it. I don't think I'll be playing it. It doesn't get much of a trade in on this. It's one of those games, I think, when I do eventually have a look through this PS2 collection and sort some of them out and possibly box and storage some of them, I think this will be going in there, because potentially, I suppose, this is one of those games that might kind of go up in value a little bit because it's not the most common sort of game. We'll see anyway, but yeah, disappointing, that one. Right, so a couple of PlayStation 4 games. So I've been on a little bit of a beat 'em up fighting game kind of kick at the moment, so I have been diving into Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, mainly playing Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2 and Super Street Fighter 2. Really amazing collection, this. Again, recent pickup. I don't think I mentioned on that video when I picked this up just how much stuff is actually in this collection as well. So there's artwork, there is and there's absolutely tons of music as well. All the music from all the games is in there as well. So it's a really great little package, this. If you are a Street Fighter fan, of all the sort of Street Fighter collections you can get, I think this is the one to get, because it is really, really good. Really like this one. So I've been playing that. And then another beat 'em up, and I've had this one for ages, just never thought to play it, is Soul Calibur 6. So again, yeah, I've not played this before, but it was on the shelf. I thought, I've not played it, I'll give it a quick go. And quite like it, actually. I've quite enjoyed that. I'm not a huge Soul Calibur fan particularly. I think there's a couple of them I've never played. I don't think I've played Soul Calibur 3. And I've certainly not played the first Soul Calibur either, sadly. But some of the others I've sort of dabbled in, but did give this one a go, and yeah, really good, actually. quite impressed with it. So yeah, I think I can see me playing a bit more of this. Certainly not finished it or anything like that. Again, it's just been sort of pick up and play sessions and have a quick go of some of these games. But yeah, really enjoyed that one. Graphically, it's really nice. The animation in it is absolutely spot on. The combat's dead good. I must admit, I'm not a Soul Calibur expert, so there was an element of button bashing going on with it. But it's one of those I feel like if you get good, it gets good. So yeah, I'll be playing a bit more of that one. Soul Calibur 6. It is 6, yeah. Right, I think other than the VR games, so I did play a couple of VR games, mainly to do a VR video early in January. I played The Walking Dead Onslaught, which I thought was alright. Nice production values to it, but just a little bit bland. There's not much going on in that game, so I've not really gone back to that one. I did play a little bit more of Arizona Sunshine though. I'm really enjoying that one. Not finished it again. I've just not had a huge amount of time to be able to get in the front room and set the PlayStation VR up this month. It's just not happened. But Arizona Sunshine, quite enjoyed that one. So the last two physical games for this month, and again I mentioned this one in my games I played in December because I'd started it, and that is RoboCop Rogue City, which I've now finished nearly. I can't beat the final bad guy in this, the final boss. I think it's like RoboCop 2 or whatever it was Kane in the film, basically put into like a robot body. And it's the same sort of in this game. I don't want to do any spoilers, but God, I just can't. I've tried it so many times, and I just can't beat that final boss. But overall, what a fantastic game! Absolutely amazing. You can get this for about £20 to £22 at the moment, brand new. I thoroughly recommend it. Absolutely brilliant game. If you like the first RoboCop film, yeah, you'll love this. You'll absolutely love it. Graphically, it's absolutely brilliant. In game, I think it just looks amazing. They put so much effort into some of the scenery, especially when it's daylight as well. When it's darker and at night, possibly doesn't look quite as good, but certainly in the daylight, when there's like water on the floor and people sort of walking around the city, it just looks really amazing. The sort of voiceover work is really spot on, with some of the original actors and actresses returning to it. My only criticism of this game, and it's a it's a gameplay element, so it's not a minor thing. The only thing that really bugged me with this game was when you want to pick up a new weapon. And there's almost like, it's not a loading time, but you have like a little symbol that pops up and it kind of does a little loading bar. It's literally 2-3 seconds to do, but it's quite frustrating, especially like in that last boss, when you're trying to pick up a new weapon and it's chasing behind you and you're trying to pick something up and you're waiting for a little bar to load up. It's just annoying, and I don't know why they included that. Whether there's some sort of technical reason, I don't know. And I suppose RoboCop isn't the most nimble of heroes. So yeah, I just don't understand why they included that. It just takes so long to just pick up and swap a weapon, and that's really annoying. But that's the small sort of criticism of the game. Otherwise, RoboCop Rogue City, amazing. Loved it. Loved that one. Last physical game then. So after finishing RoboCop, nearly, I decided to start this one. Again, this was a pickup from after Christmas. PlayStation 5, Gungrave G.O.R.E. I had played this a little bit on the Xbox One. I think I played like the opening chapter, but I've restarted and started to play it on the PlayStation 5. It's hard work, this game. It's not difficult particularly or anything like that. When you play that first opening level, you sort of come away and you think, yeah, this is alright, it could get better, it could, if we'll see how this goes. And there's 31 chapters in this, and I think I'm up to chapter 11, and I've got to admit, I am bored to tears with it. I don't think I'm going to get this finished just because it's so uninteresting, which is weird. So if you've never played Gungrave, it's not far off being sort of like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta in a way. I mean, the main hero actually looks like a male version of Bayonetta, to be honest. Even with sort of, I think he wears a pair of glasses. So it's that kind of game. It's a hack and slash shooter. And yeah, it's just not the most interesting game. If you play the first level, well, you know, I played the first level and got to chapter 11, and it doesn't feel like I've done anything different or anything new. The sort of level designs are not that particularly inspiring or different again. You know, there's the sort of standard city, sewer, back to the city. It just a very bland game, and I kind of knew that going into it. I knew it wasn't going to be a spectacular AAA game or anything like that. I mean, I got it for a £5, I think I got this for. So, you know, I knew it was going to be a little bit by the numbers, but I just thought it might be a little bit more interesting than what it has been so far. So I don't think I'm gonna. I might try and persevere a little bit more with it, but I don't see it holding my interest enough to finish it. Right, okay, so moving on to the digital side of stuff. Now, I don't play a huge amount of digital only sort of games. I have Game Pass on Xbox, but I haven't had PS Plus particularly, because a lot of the games on PS Plus, or I thought, I had in this collection. So I don't have PS Plus, but I have taken out a month's subscription, and the main reason for that is because we got the PlayStation Portal, and with the streaming update that you can do on the portal now, I thought, let's give it a go. We'll give it a trial run for a month and see if we use it. And I have been using it. So the games that I've been playing on PS Plus, well, actually no, I'll go back to one game that I've been playing on Game Pass, which was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Now, I've been playing that, but I've got to a point where I thought, because I'm streaming it on my Xbox One, I've kind of stopped playing that because I think I'm going to wait and play it properly when it gets released on the PlayStation 5. So thoroughly enjoying it, but I just think the streaming element of it isn't. It's okay, but it's not the best experience for playing it, I don't think. So I'm going to wait and play that on PlayStation 5 when it comes out physically. So PS Plus, there's a lot to go through. I've played quite a few games on it. Like I said, we've took out a month's trial just to see how it goes, just to see how it works on here. I must admit, Pixel Junior has got a lot of use out of it, and out of the portal as well, since we've got PS Plus. So I am thinking maybe long term, possibly. I think for me, it's been quite good to just sort of pick up and play bits of games in a way. I don't think I would necessarily play big budget, big games on PS Plus particularly, because I just have that pull for physical games. I just want physical games to still exist, and I just prefer buying that physical game as well. I know it's cheaper, I know, but it's just the way I like to play games. But PS Plus has sort of shown me, you know, I've been able to try a few games, and there is one game in particular which has really caught my eye this month. We'll save that to last. So I'll show you the ones that I've been playing on PS Plus, and I'll show you on here. It should hopefully show. So the first one was Rebel Assault 2, which I do have physically, but it was the first game that I sort of spotted and thought, oh, I'm going to give that a go. So I've been playing a little bit of Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, which is a PlayStation game. Love it. I also tried The Ascent. I think you can see that there. So yeah, I played The Ascent. Some of these games Pixel Junior's been playing, so you'll spot other games that I'm missing out, like Loco Roco and The Incredibles. I wasn't playing those. Well, I played Loco Roco, but I wasn't playing The Incredibles. I'm sure it's a great game. Pixel Junior was playing that though. So yeah, I played The Ascent. That's an interesting game. Like again, sort of top-down maze sort of shooter type game. Quite interesting actually. Very graphically, really nice looking. Would I play more of it? Yeah, possibly. So we'll see. So next, I've also played. What else did I play there? King of Fighters 13. So I told you I've been on a bit of a beat 'em up phase. So I was playing a bit of King of Fighters 13. Oh, there's no nice screen with that. Never mind. Yeah, again, quite a nice little beat 'em up, that one. Quite getting into King of Fighters at the moment. A game I've never had a chance to play on the PlayStation. Star Wars Demolition. So I was playing Star Wars Demolition. Oh my god, what an awful game. I knew it wasn't very good. I knew it was. It came from a bygone era where Star Wars license was being tacked onto any type of game. I'm thinking of games like Masters of Terras Kasi as well. You know, the beat 'em up, Star Wars beat 'em up, and that was awful. quite nice to have and own because I've got that, but it's not a very good game. And Star Wars Demolition just confirmed my curiosity, and it is an absolutely diabolically awful game. Next, so I also played a little bit of Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings, which was like a PlayStation 2 and Xbox game. I think there's a Wii version of it as well. I think it's been slightly sort of remastered a little bit. I mean, it shows there as PS4, PS5. I don't know if it's had a little bit of an upgrade to the version of it on here. But yeah, it's okay. It's not the greatest Indiana Jones game ever, but yeah, it's alright. I've also been playing R-Type Dimensions. That's not going to come up, is it? No. R-Type Dimensions EX. Yeah. Now, when I mentioned R-Type earlier and said I'd never finished an R-Type game, I've actually finished R-Type and R-Type 2 on this. Now, I must admit, I played it on Infinite version, which is, I mean, R-Type is just a ridiculously difficult game. But yeah, it was more a case of trying to get through the game and you know, lose as little lives as you can in a way, because I don't know, maybe I'm not hardcore enough, but I just don't see how you could finish that game on like 3 lives. But yeah, quite good games actually. R-Type Dimensions EX, quite enjoyed that. I also played a little bit of Raiden for Overkill, which is another shooter, this bit of a top-down shooter. This one again, quite enjoyed that, not bad. And I also tried Resogun, which that was quite interesting actually. Resogun, I have seen that one before but never played it. How to describe Resogun? A bit like possibly Defender mixed with a little bit of Geometry Wars, something like that. Graphically really nice, some really sort of nice particle effects and that sort of thing. But yeah, worth a look. Quite a decent little shooter, that one. There's Gungrave G.O.R.E. I also had a quick go of Super Star Wars. So weird playing Super Star Wars on anything other than a SNES. But yeah, I did try Super Star Wars. Tried Loco Roco 2, which is a game that I'm looking for on PSP physically, because I've just fallen in love with the Loco Roco games. And Loco Roco 2 is just more of the same, and loved it. Another beat 'em up, and it is Melty Blood Type Lumina. It's a bit of an anime kind of beat 'em up, 2D beat 'em up. That was alright actually. I think I've played through with one character and kind of finished her story. And it was surprisingly alright actually. Never heard of it before, never heard of the series before. I don't know if it's based on some sort of anime or whatever. But yeah, it was alright. I've also got Space Marine 40,000, Space Marine 2 I should say, demo downloaded and ready to play, but I've not tried that yet unfortunately. What else have I played? So that was it actually. The others were all played by Pixel Juniors. So the last game, and this is the one that's really grabbed my attention, and I suppose it's shown me why sort of having PS Plus is quite handy, because I don't think I have seen this game around advertised online more, I think, than anything, but never really looked into it or thought, what is this game about? And that game is F.I.S.T. I don't know if you can see that there. I will try and put some pictures of this up as I'm talking, but it's called F.I.S.T. and it is forged in shadow something. What's it called? F.I.S.T. Forged in Shadow, something beginning with T, I can't remember. But, so what is it? It's basically, it's kind of like a Metroid type game, Metroidvania type game, 2D sort of platformer. Story-wise, it's kind of like a weird steampunk world with animals. It's like humanoid kind of animals, and the main character you play is kind of like a rabbit or a hare, and it's just grabbed my attention. I've just really enjoyed playing it so far. It's pretty. There's not a huge amount of like shooting or anything like that, like you would get in a Metroid game. It's more sort of melee combat and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's just got something about it. The voiceover work is quite good. Like I say, graphically, it's stunning to look at. It's obviously all sort of 2D, but done in that sort of 3D background kind of effect. And so far I've just really loved it. So much so that I am sort of now tempted to get the physical version of this. Now I know there is like a really nice special edition box set of this game. I think Amazon have got this for about £26 or something like that at the moment, which is quite sort of reasonable. So I am tempted to get it physically just because I'm really enjoying it as a game, and this special edition collector's set just looks really nice as well. As like a steelbook in it and usual sort of art book type thing as well. So I am tempted to get that. But yeah, just a bit of a surprise, this one. F.I.S.T. I'm gonna have to find out what the T stands for in F.I.S.T. Forged in Shadow Tomb or something like that. Forged in Shadow Torch, that's what it's called, and that's the nice sort of artwork for it. So you can see the bunny or hare type main character there. So yeah, really liking that one. Anyway, those were all the games that I played throughout January. Quite a busy month actually. Like I said, I've not finished any games particularly other than, well no, not even RoboCop to be honest, but I'm not far off finishing RoboCop. I will finish it, I'll get past that bloody boss at the end of the game, hopefully, at some point. But yeah, enjoyed some of those games this month, and PS Plus has kind of opened my eyes to a couple of others, which I wouldn't mind sort of maybe getting physically, or at least trying to finish on PS Plus itself. So yeah, liked that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you've played any of those games. If you played F.I.S.T, is it worth sort of persevering with? Because I think I'm only sort of like maybe a third of the way through it. Is it worth getting that collector's edition? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.